everyone, and welcome to today's session. And we're joined here by Deana from Think FC, and she's going to be sharing 3 important tools to help us think differently about the work we do, about our lives, about decisions we make, about planning. And I'm going to hand over to Deana in a second. My name is Emily York, and I am the Youth Programme Manager at the Mighty Creatives, and I've been supporting the creative mentoring work, working directly with young people for the last few years. And we're really excited to be sharing these tools with you today. So I'll hand over to Yvonne to introduce herself.
Hello, my name's Yvonne, and I am doing some project support work for the Mighty Creatives on the Mighty Employers Programme and also the Employ Me programme. And I'm also a creative mentor, so I also work with young people as well.
Thank you, Yvonne. It's great to have you here in the session. I'm going to hand over to Deana now, who's going to start the session off, and we're going to be hearing about 4 different tools that we can use throughout our lives. So Deana, I'll hand over to you.
Thank you very much, Emily, and lovely to meet you, Yvonne, even if it's just on this screen. Hopefully we'll meet in person one day. So yeah, I'm going to just dive in and start the first tool then, shall we? Just a little bit of background. Think FC have been around since 2016, and we've been developing these tools to help with people's thinking. They're all business tools that have been made accessible and shareable, and hopefully you'll find them fun and useful. And if you don't, you need to come back and say, they want fun and they want useful. So we need another one. So we're always up for collaborating and sharing. So let me have a go at sharing the screen. It's a long time since I've done Zoom. Let's go here. There we go. February already, can you believe it, ladies? So, Mighty Creative session. Thank you ever so much for the Mighty Creatives as well for letting me do this. This little slide is don't be too daunted by it because there's a lot of stuff on it, but it's just a little summary of where we've come with all these tools and when you might use them. So we call this our flow chart. So it gives an overview of some of the tools that we'll be looking at. So, for instance, you start over here. Is there something you should change or achieve? You might want to use our little tool called the What Could I Bird to help you with that. Over here, you might be looking to improve something or for new ideas, or you've got a problem to solve. And all of these have a little tool to go with them, which is down the side. And then when you've got something you want to look at, we've got things like the internal triangle, umbrella goals, and elephant stories. They all sound a little bit bonkers, but that's good. It makes them all fun. And we're not going to do all these today. We're going to pick on 4 today. So we shall share those in a second. Oh yes, we put these all in a journal as well. So the idea is you can package them up and have a journal. If you go on our website, all the tools are downloadable and usable. So today, we're going to start with a daily spiral, even though it says check-in. I don't know why that's happened. My plan has faulted already. So let's see what the next page is. Check-in. Oh, I know why. It's because I'd started the presentation before. So we're going to do it in a slightly different order, which is fine. So we're going to start with a check-in. So I'm expecting Emily and Yvonne to get totally engrossed in this. So pens at the ready. This is a tool I actually learned. I adapted it from something I learned when I was with Happy. Happy are an amazing organisation run by Mr. Happy. And this was a tool that I did during lockdown, and I just thought this is really quite powerful. So it's called a check-in. All of the tools, just so you know, they're not for sharing information with other people. They're all tools to help people develop their own ideas, develop themselves, and you don't have to share the details of what you're thinking. It just helps you think better. So you can just be doing this and writing things down, and you don't have to share any details. So what we're going to do is we'll start off. So have a think of a role that you've got in life. So it could be as a son or a daughter, it could be as a creative mentor or a creative mentee, or it could be a teacher, whatever one of your roles is. Just pick one of them and then just have a think. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you in that role? Not being, at the beginning or absolutely not nailed it yet. 10 is, I've totally nailed this role. So just have a think where you are on that particular role. And the only thing I'm going to ever ask you to share, unless you want to, is a number. So have a think about that. Cool. And you can do this at your own pace, obviously, and stop the video at any time. So have a think about all the reasons you are at that role. And let me just move this slightly out of the way. And not at 0. So this isn't the reasons you're not higher. This is the reason you're actually at, say you put 4, these are all the reasons you are at a 4. If you put 6, these are all the reasons you're at 6. And just as a rule of thumb, if you've put a number down, you can find at least that many reasons. And what you'll find is, you'll start putting the obvious reasons down. You may get a bit stuck. The idea is just to keep thinking. There are no right and wrong answers with this. Nobody's going to be looking at this. If you put a 2 down and you're already at 2, think a bit more. What other reasons are there? Why you are at that number? You might want to think about other people. What would your best friend say if you ask them? Does that help you think of more reasons? What would somebody you work with say? What would your parent or your carer say? What might a younger brother or sister say? Or cousin? Or friend? So keep thinking, and what you should end up with is a nice little list of all the positive reasons why you are at the number that you chose. So I'm going to move on because we're going to leave time for questions at the end. Okay, given that you said where you're on today, looking back at that number, where do you want to be by this time next year or next month? You can set your own time frame and you can put your own number down. So if you were at a 3, do you want to be at a 4? Are you aiming for a 7? You choose. Okay. So at your new number, have a little think. What does that actually look like? What will you be doing? What will you be seeing? Feeling? Saying? Hearing? And sensing? Clearly, you could spend quite a long time on this if you wanted to, and you can just halt the video and spend a bit of time. This could be you could be drawing this, you could be singing it, you could be writing it, you could be going for a walk and thinking about it. This is the number that you've chosen where you want to be in the role that you've chosen after thinking about all the positive reasons why you're already at the position you're at, and then thinking where you want to be. So I'm going to give Yvonne and Emily a little bit more time just to put a few more scribbles down there. Hope they're okay because I can't see them.
We are scribbling away, Deana. If you can't see us, we're scribbling away.
Good, yes, just dive in with any time you've got, you want me to move on or you've got a question or anything, just dive in. Okay, so finally, what can you do today to get closer to whatever it is you've just described? Just one thing. Just pick one that you're going to focus on and you're going to do at some point today. And check-in can be a very quick thing that you do, and you can choose to do it in the morning, picking different roles. It could be something that takes quite a long time and you use it as part of a session. Emily and Yvonne, have you got something you can do today to get you closer to that?
Absolutely.
Brill. I'm just going to go to the next slide because I think that is more the discussion. So I'm going to put this on the screen and then I'm going to close the thing so we can have a discussion. So have a little think about how useful you found it. And then we're going to chat about the enjoyability. Who else? How else might it be used or who else might use it? Or that could be where might you use it in your daily practice. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing now. So, still scribbling, look. So just a little bit of feedback basically. We'll start with usefulness on a scale of 1 to 10. How useful did you find it, Emily?
I would say for me, it would probably be sort of an 8 out of 10 in terms of usefulness. I think the thing that there's the way that you spoke about, so there's so many different roles that you would have. When I first read that, I thought about my job. And I think, you know, as a young person, you might be thinking of as a student, or you might be thinking as a you know, as an employee or an apprentice. And I think there's so many roles that you have within your role, but also within your life that make you the person you, because I immediately went to work and I actually no, I'm going to choose something else, and I chose being an auntie, and that was my role. So
Fabulous.
It's really useful to break it down and make you think about, actually, you know, you are more than just one thing. Like, one thing doesn't define you. So I think I found that aspect really useful, to break that down a little bit further.
Yeah, absolutely. And I did the same, and I chose my role as a parent as well, which is challenging, and I'm not sure any parent would ever put 10. But yeah, so that is really useful, and I can see how that's really transferable, and you could use it almost every day. But also if you've got tasks or things that you want to complete, or things that you're thinking about, like if you're a young person, you're thinking about going to college or doing some volunteering or something like that, you could kind of use this. I can see it being really used. Yeah.
Fabulous. And is there anywhere else anybody or any place you think it might be useful to share it with?
Absolutely. With the young people that we work with, my own young people, even kind of, you know, work colleagues and you know, family. I can see, you know, if you come with a problem or a task or something, that how you could, you know, just use this.
I think also and any young people watching this hopefully will know that we have a group of Mighty employers at the Mighty Creatives, and their role is to support more young people getting into the workforce, really. And I think this could be a really good model for Mighty employers to use as well, to think about, how can I where am I now at supporting the young people in my company, my organization as an employer? Where do I want to be, and how can I get there? What can I do today to make that change? And I think that could be really useful. And of course our creative mentors too, in reflecting about how they support young people as well through their work.